Okay, Micah doing the intro. Or do you want to do the intro?
One question first. Do you address the camera or
No.
it's just us? Okay, cool.
Literally
Yeah.
just us having a chat.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't know how
So
my back's going to go on this stool.
I reckon you do the intro. It's your show. You said
Okay.
after the last episode.
Yeah, I did say it was supposed to be me, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, I'll do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Skip the Beat, a podcast loosely based on music and my first intro ever. I'm Katie, joined every week by my dear friend Matthew. How are you, Matt?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. We have a really, really special episode tonight. Those who are watching online can already see something difference happening, but those who are listening, I'm going to do a little bio because something very special and very fancy is happening tonight in the record. So let me get into my secret fancy note. We have a very special, very fancy guest on the pod this week. And this very fancy guest has the privilege of being my most famous friend. Probably 20 plus years of knowing each other. I've been listening to his music for decades. He's had the supreme honour of making my Spotify Wrapped on several occasions. And it would be a rare gig for Matthew and I if we didn't include at least one of his songs in our set. A magical folk artist, minimalist storyteller, poet, one of my faves of all time, the delightful Stu Larsen.
Wow.
Woo!
What an introduction. Wow. I think that's my favourite introduction ever.
On all the podcasts you've done,
like,
that's the best bio ever.
Like some people introduce you at a gig or a festival or something. But that's
We've nailed the essence of who Stu Larsen is.
Except for the fancy part. That's yeah.
To most of our listeners, I think when we talk a bit about your life, it will seem very fancy indeed. I firstly want to know, how are you? And I want you to just forget that we've just been to dinner together and talked about all of these things. How are you? How are you going just today, tonight, in general?
I'm good. I've just been back in Australia for 2 weeks, and I've been recording most of that time, and it's just days are like full of recording. Like it's my head is, I don't know where I am right now. Yeah.
Yep.
It's good to be in Australia.
And it's exciting stuff. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that project is because it's very, very cool indeed. The bulk of Stu and my chat history is one or both of us being in countries that aren't Australia, talking about something silly that might have happened. We don't talk often, but something will pop up randomly. And then when we find ourselves in Australia at the same time, which is easy for me, but not so much for Stu, we tend to grab a dinner and catch up on life. And at the end of 2023, Stu and I went for dinner somewhere in West End in Brisbane, and Stu laid out this ridiculous musical plan that he had for himself of what he wanted to do in 2024. And because this is a podcast that's loosely based on music, I think this episode is probably going to be heavily based on music and little else.
Going against the trend.
Yeah. No golf chat from Matt. No chicken chat.
No chicken chat.
Wow.
No chicken
No
chat.
pun of the week.
No pun of the... Oh, we might have to slip one in at the very end. I don't know. Let's see if you can rip a pun out just in situ.
I'm not going to promise anything.
Don't make any promises.
I do feel just... I've got two questions really quick.
Yeah.
Or one statement and one question.
Yeah.
One, you made me sit in the middle.
Yeah.
And it is quite... I've got to be like... I feel like when I'm...
You are at the tennis.
I'm looking at Stu, I'm ignoring you, but then when I look over here, I'm like ignoring Stu. It's a weird...
Yeah.
Yeah. You just get to look at...
Yeah.
Each other, yeah.
And
thank you for sacrificing that for us.
Oh, you're welcome. That's the kind of person I am.
I appreciate your contribution to the record so far.
Yeah. And just secondly, I had a question I wanted to, before I forget.
Yeah.
Just with you talking about your 20 years of friendship with Stu.
Yeah, I thought this might come up.
Has Stu known you for a lot longer than you have known Stu?
So Matt asks this question, Stu, because the foundation of our friendship is that Matt thought we were friends for a lot longer than what I did. I didn't really know that Matt existed for quite a number of years. And
I see.
so what did we figure out? You've been friends with me for how many years?
About 3 or 4 years longer.
Than I've been friends with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was at your 21st, and we had a photo together.
Yeah, and I
And-
wouldn't have said we were friends then, but I invited you to my 21st.
You
so
did.
Wow.
Don't know.
I would have been about 9.
Sorry, Stuart, it's a bit awkward that
Yeah.
you're here for this.
Yeah, I'll leave you guys to it for a while. Let me know.
Anyway, I was
valid
just curious.
question.
Yeah.
I was trying to think today how long we've been friends for, because it's sort of I wouldn't
No.
actually remember the first time I met
No,
you.
neither.
Yeah.
But it's more than 20 years, right?
It'd have to be,
Yeah.
because at the very least it would have been just after school, probably.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
And that's only
That's-
21 years.
That's definitely
Yeah.
not more than 20 years, is it?
Wow, that's yeah. Oh, let's talk about
Yeah.
things that aren't related to how long ago things were.
Yeah.
Now back
Yeah.
to what you were saying, because this will come up in editing. I'd cut you off mid-sentence, I think.
That's
Again,
okay. That's a
which-
standard part
practice.
of this podcast.
Something has to remain
Yeah.
consistent. So as you were,
Yeah. So Stu laid out this incredible plan. So Stu is a touring musician for how long? Well, let's maybe go back a bit. So when did you decide that music was going to be your full time? You're going to have a crack at. When did the quitting of the job happen? And the
What's the date today? 21st. On the 4 days ago, I think it was the 17th of January, 2007.
okay.
I quit my job.
Wow.
So 18 years ago.
18 years
Yeah.
ago. Quit his job. Gave yourself how long to make a go of it?
2 years. Yeah.
And then tell everyone what happened in that 2 year time.
I
because it
failed
was-
many times.
But some pretty cool stuff happened, and you got connected with some pretty great bands. And
Not in the first 2 years, though, I think.
that wasn't in the first
No.
2 years. Okay.
The first 2 years was 07, 08, and I travelled around New Zealand and Australia, and I went to Japan to play music as well, and I just ran out of money for 2 years. But I promised myself to not go back to any job. I worked at the bank, and it was a good job, but I promised myself to not go back to that or any other job for 2 years, because I knew I'd want to go back after a day or a week or a month, which I definitely did.
Yep.
But I forced myself to do it for 2 years. And then after that, that's really when things started to happen. And I met some incredible musicians. I think Boy and Bear were the first, they were starting out. I was already friends with them. And in fact, I told this story to Tim Hart, who I'm staying with in Brisbane. Because the first time we met was at a show pre-Boy and Bear. Dave Hosking was the lead singer. He was headlining a show. Tim's band was playing. Killian, the now guitarist, was playing, and I was playing, and Boy and Bear formed or became Boy and Bear after this evening, and I was like, I'm the only artist who played that night.
And you
That's
weren't
not in Boy
invited
and Bear.
He was not in Boy and Bear. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. I was
How'd
like,
that feel?
I never really thought about it until recently. No, it's fine. But I tagged along with them because I had quit my job. I had, so much spare time, and I said yes to everything. And I drove their van and sold their CDs, and got to be on the road, not playing music though, but being on the road and helping out and just saying yes to everything. Yeah, it was incredible. Those early years.
And that was a lot of touring outside of Australia, so that was overseas. as
Mainly
well?
Australia in
Mainly Australia.
2009 and 10.
Yeah.
And then I did go to the UK with them in 2010, end of 2010. And I just met Passenger. They introduced me to him. He was their support act one time,
Wow.
late 2010. It was a crazy tour. He was out selling, I was selling CDs, and he was out selling them every single night on the tour.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "What? Who is this guy?" Like,
yeah.
it was early days for Passenger, and then I travelled with him for the next few years after that.
A good number of years.
But the first years were definitely like running out of money
Mm.
and trying to find a way to make it work. And even with Passenger, with Mike, the first 2 years with him as well was the same thing, like walking half an hour with our guitars and suitcase, dragging our suitcase that's got 2 broken wheels, like for half an hour, because we will not pay £5 for a taxi. Like,
Yeah.
you're just doing the hard yards.
Yeah, amazing. And for those of you who aren't aware of Passenger's music, I checked just today. I think Let Her Go has now got like 2.5 billion streams on Spotify.
Yeah, and almost 4 billion on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
top 25 YouTube videos
That's
ever.
nuts.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is insane.
Yeah.
And you were around when he wrote that song, is that right?
He wrote it on a gig, backstage at a gig on tour. I think it was Newcastle, Australia. Lizottes was the venue. I think that's where he wrote it. Yeah,
Great venue.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
And if you watch the video, I'm the version you would have met 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Short hair, no beard, playing the acoustic guitar in the band.
Yeah.
It's a different person. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, amazing. So from giving up a very secure life in, secure job in a bank, deciding I need to give this music thing a crack, and then hasn't worked a day since outside of the music industry, correct?
Probably no, not correct actually. Yeah,
Not correct. What have you
I
done?
mean, I did go back to the bank for a few months in a gap,
Okay.
and I did. I think it was I was doing. Must have been. I did a few elections in Dolby for the Electoral Commission.
Yeah, nice.
I worked like a month just doing admin stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Have you voted today?
it was a job for a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other
So-
than that, though, yeah.
Yeah. So little tiny bits and bobs.
Yeah.
And then for how long now have you just been touring without doing anything else?
I mean, yeah, that's
Like over 10 years?
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Yeah.
15 years, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Passenger, that song Let Her Go is, I think that would be 98% of the time what we sound check with when
Really?
when
And
Matt
also
and
the
I-
first song we
and
played.
always the first
Hey,
song in our
nice.
set. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's got harmony from start to finish, so it's a great level
Lock
check.
it in.
And yeah, we love playing that song. And also, yeah, the song that we play of yours pretty much every set is San Francisco, which is my favourite Stu Larsen track. So everyone should check that out. There's lots, but don't know why that's my personal favourite. That one. So anyway, let's go back to what you've been doing for the last 12 months.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we caught up for dinner. Stu said, I'm going to do this crazy thing. What did you do? What have you been doing for the last 12 months?
I never really know how to properly explain it quickly. 12 months, 12 locations, 12 songs. That's the crux of it.
Mm-hmm.
So all around the world, I stayed. It was called Solitude. So I was on my own in 12 different locations around the world. I would arrive and I would pick up a guitar. 2 months it was a piano. And I would just try to write a song when I first arrived. In the first 2 or 3 days, normally it was there. So worried about that aspect of it. What if it's 3 weeks in and there's no inspiration, no song?
Yeah.
But it worked every time. It was incredible. So yeah, I wrote the song there. Then I recorded a version and made a video for it and had it online by the end of each month.
Yeah.
And then moved to the next place. Same thing, 12 times.
Yeah.
Incredible year. Probably the best year of my life for so many reasons, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And we all watched along on Instagram, and Stuart also post amazing other little videos in between, either doing a cover or doing some of his own back catalogue. And also you sort of upskilled all your videography and stuff in that time as well, because it was really a solo effort.
Completely.
Hence,
And the scenery, just some of the places you
Some of
stayed, the
Crazy, hey?
views are just like, oh my goodness.
it'd be hard to not be creative, I would imagine, in some of those places. Just
I agree, but some places you just want to go hiking all day, every
Yeah.
day, because
Yeah.
it's magic. Yeah.
also hard to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some places I
Yeah.
really found I had to really conscientiously come back and actually do what I'm there to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
every place had such beauty. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was very lucky to find all those places. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that inspiration can be difficult sometimes to find. So a quick question I have is there any particular like moments or things that happen that I guess inspire the inspiration? Have I worded that? Are there any things that normally I'll give an example. So for me, generally in the music industry, or when things come in, like, the music industry is just full of like rejection after rejection, setback after setback. You get lots of no's when you're in the music industry. I find when I get told no or get a rejection, whether it be a festival or things like that, for some reason, not an anger, but that kind of fires me up to be like, oh, okay, that it inspires some creativity for me to sit down and then write a song.
Yeah.
Is there anything that happens that right, for me to get inspired, this needs to happen?
I think exactly what I did last year. Yeah, that's the ultimate inspiration, is being in these incredible places, most of the time with no internet connection, so no distractions,
Off-grid.
no notifications, like no phone, no YouTube, whatever. Like just trying to stay completely offline, which didn't happen every month, but the months it did happen, yeah, you have your own thoughts and you follow them wherever they go, and being in nature. Yeah, it's for me that's ultimate inspiration. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You probably saw most of them pop up each month.
I have,
did you?
most of them.
Yeah, I was saying to Stu, when I knew we were going to chat tonight, I knew that I loved all the tracks, but I couldn't recall any of them. So I did a re-listen this afternoon, and the review that you never asked for, but we'll give it
Bring
now.
it. What do you think?
Anyway. I think you've got some work to do, if I'm being honest.
Well, that's why I'm in Australia again now, working on all the songs again.
I think you've wasted 12 months of your life.
Oh, that's harsh.
No,
I think you should do it again.
Happily, yeah.
Make it 2 years.
I am the worst critique because there has been nothing you've ever done that I haven't loved. So we are actually tragic fans, both Matt and
It's
myself.
true.
Yeah, anytime Stu is in Brisbane, we are at that show, and not just as a friend, but as one of my favourite musicians. Matt always laughs at me. I do say that about quite a few musicians, but this one's like for real.
Look,
like for
he's
real.
here in the flesh in the podcast room.
He's very famous and very fancy, so
I think we believe you.
he would hate that so much right now.
Yeah.
My favourite, I want to give you my top 4 tracks. I can't think of what my favourite one is. I think it was April. I think in Bali,
Really?
Other Side. I think that's my favourite.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although we just recorded it, the studio version the other day, and I love it so much now.
Yeah.
Like something in the feeling of the recording has brought it to a different life for me.
Yeah, right.
But out of the 12, that was my least favorite.
How
Yeah.
funny. I reckon it's probably my most.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the next 3 are all really close together. So I also loved One Thing, was it called?
Yeah, cool.
In May.
I like that. Scotland,
Love that.
yeah.
Favourite lyric, if love is blind, then how will I find
Yeah.
you? Very poetic, very wonderful.
simple,
Very
yeah.
brilliant. Very true. Can't believe no one's ever written it before. Maybe they have.
Maybe they have,
Who
I don't know.
knows? Just brilliant.
When I wrote it felt original.
Yeah.
But you never know.
It sounded very original to my ears when I heard it, and I loved it. I also loved September, Tuscany, if I get it right. Loved that.
It's one
and
of my
I loved
favourites, yeah.
November, if I'm honest, written in California.
Yeah, wow. Cool.
Personally, I think that one for me resonated with how I feel about life. Out there trying to find something, why don't I fit the mold that everyone else thinks I should?
Yeah.
We were talking over dinner about some of the threads through a lot of the songs, and I felt like there was a lot of that searching, as a person who's living a very unconventional life compared to probably most of our listeners, and certainly most of my friends and family. You've lived simply, like, without a home, essentially. You've lived in your van touring and with friends, places here, there and everywhere. When's the last time you lived in a house?
It was a few months in the COVID years where I
had to bunker down somewhere. Yeah.
It was actually hard. I was in Europe and you couldn't really move, but I wasn't allowed to stay in that country for more than 3 months. So I did cross borders let's not say this on the podcast, but I never got stopped. Let's just say that.
I'm not sure any of our 12 listeners work in European immigration.
I don't think so.
You never know who's
right,
spying.
You never know.
But in COVID, I did hunker down for 3 months at a time here and there. Yeah. And it felt really good.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have the freedom again to move around for sure.
Yeah, so this itinerant sort of life and these threads that I saw through a lot of the album were this idea of, is what I'm doing right? Is it, why do I see things this way and other things seem to be this way in the world? And it could be that those were the threads I pulled out because that's how I feel myself in the world. But it's super cool. And so like Stu said at the start, he's now back in Brisbane recording all of this. So we're going to have an album of these 12 songs.
That's the plan.
And
yeah.
when does that all happen? When do
Who
we get
knows?
to hear them?
Who knows?
It's a mystery.
I mean, I think you heard some of the. You might get to hear them before a lot of other people. You heard, was it The Loudest Voice? I think I played
heard
for you.
The Loudest Voice. And you said, yes, that was off Stu's last album. And that's probably my second favourite song of yours.
Aww.
And I heard I don't know if it had been mastered. I think it had been mastered even,
Can't
hadn't
remember.
it?
It was definitely very unreleased, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we listened to it in my car, and you said, the label don't want to release the album until next March. It was like 12 months, like so ridiculously.
Yeah.
The album was still a long way away from being released.
And they chose April 3rd, 2020.
Yeah.
Good timing.
And the tour of that album, Stu, also
Oh.
had just this most magical tour planned with lots of really exciting stuff, and you ended up getting to play 2 or 3 of the
We
planned.
played the first.
We were at the first one in Toowoomba, I think.
Australia, we played. We were supposed to play Japan, weren't allowed in, went to Singapore very abruptly.
Yeah.
Did get a show on the day. India was cancelled, but we played found a show on the day at 3. Turkey, no, where were we? Botswana.
I was going to say, I know you got to Africa.
Botswana was incredible.
Yeah.
Turkey was small but incredible. The first 5 we played, yeah.
Yeah.
And then did live stream,
And the
finito.
the tour had to
That
get
Toowoomba
canned.
gig was, I forgot that, was
Yeah.
right at the start of COVID.
Yeah.
First
That was
March,
really, that's a
yeah.
beautiful venue. Princess
Incredible.
Empire.
Empire
Theatre.
Yeah.
Amazing place. It was always a dream to play it in that theatre.
Mm.
It was incredible. I'd been there as a kid and saw Tommy Emmanuel,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons I wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
And to go and, play my own show in that theatre was so special.
Yeah.
Although half of the people were just my mum's friends and our family. But yeah, it's still beautiful. But yeah. A lot of family support there.
Yeah. Oh, it was wicked. We loved that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think we ate good Thai food that night too. from
We
memory.
did.
Yeah.
Was it Thai or was it Mexican?
No, it wouldn't have been Mexican.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
remember
know.
the big round table. This is great
It's
chat.
good chat.
Big round table.
Well,
there with
where
Carla.
were you? Where were you?
It must have been within walking distance.
Mm.
And I remember SMSing you at dinner being like, what time do you come on? Because our food was running really late. And then, and in hindsight, I'm like, you can probably Google that, Katie. You probably don't need to message Stu while he's trying to.
We got there in
prepare.
plenty of time because we saw
We
Tim.
did.
Yeah, cool.
We saw
Yeah,
Tim's
we
set.
did. I think we were just worried about what we might miss. But
Yeah.
turns out we did see everything.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good.
Yeah.
Mm.
So no idea when the album will come out. Does the label has to hear it first, and how
There's
does
lots
that
of
all work?
conversations happening at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, we could have an off-air conversation about this, but I've been asking those questions for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like this project has been in the pipeline for 2 years
Yeah.
now,
Yep.
and I'm like, this is what's happening. The songs are gonna be ready. Like, what's the plan?
Yeah.
It's coming. The plan is coming. The plan is coming. I don't know when the songs are coming.
So you're recording with Tim.
Yes.
Are you co-producing it with him? Is he?
I mean, he's the producer. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm giving in some ideas that he chooses to not use or use at times. But yeah, he's incredible. He's an incredible producer and plays every instrument. And these songs, I mean, it's a tough job for him, this one, because I've recorded all of these songs in my own way with the gear I have and what I think should be in the song in that moment. And I'm so attached to them because like it's my favorite project ever, and that these songs are really my babies, and I know them more than any other song I've ever written. And now he's got to make me love his versions even more than that. So he's definitely feeling pressure. He's been very honest about it. But so far we've recorded 7 of the 12, and yeah, they're incredible. Like they're all
great.
finding their own magic, and I'm
Yep.
so happy. He is incredible, incredible producer.
And how
Yeah.
many you guys have worked together on a lot of your
lots
work?
of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually. Do you remember Ryford? Is my first
Yes.
one of my first EPs.
Yep.
With Paper Sales and whatever else was on it.
Yep.
He recorded that with
Yep,
me and
I
Luke
think I
Thompson from
remember.
New Zealand.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
Caleb James actually from Brisbane.
Yep.
He engineered it for us. So that's from way back
That's
then.
a long time
we
ago.
recorded that in 2010, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
Yep.
done bits and pieces since then. Whenever he's around and available,
Yep.
we're working together.
Yeah.
But he's very busy with his band Boy and Bear.
Yeah.
That's the priority for him, and he's got an amazing family. So when he has time for me, I'm
You
there.
grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt would understand the dilemma of
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
finding producers, trying to find people that will challenge you, but also believe in what you've written in the first place.
Yeah.
And then the people that they keep working with keep getting really famous and then leaving the country.
Yes,
So.
we're hunting as we speak. we're about to email, I think, the two main producers we work with. Well, the main producer we work with, which is Aiden, who's now in LA.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're about to send one saying, look, even if the opportunity arose for us to come to you, would that be anything? Just to know if it was on the table. So we've just got to do it, and if not, we might very well be hunting for a new producer, because you can't do much when you're in LA and London.
Yeah.
Makes it very difficult.
Makes it tricky.
Although, isn't there that thing you can... Is it audio movers or something? Have you heard of this?
A little bit. Is that the one where you stream and it does it apparently in...
It's incredible. In real time, yeah.
With no latency?
No latency. It's incredible. You should check it out.
What's it called again? I could just listen back.
I think the company that makes it is called Audio Movers. But
Okay.
I don't know if that's the name of the particular software, but you'll find it under that.
Because we looked at that through COVID, something like that, and this obviously has come since then. Nathaniel and I do a lot of streaming online.
Yeah.
And we were like, wouldn't it be amazing if there was a technology where we could both go live, play and sing together
That's
without a latency? And we found it. I can't remember what it was called, but a software that got pretty close, but it was still enough that it was out.
Okay.
Only just.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was Audio Movers.
Yeah.
So I'll have
From
to
what
look
I've
into
heard
that.
about that one, it's incredible. Yeah.
Because obviously everyone works in a bit of a different way, but the thing we loved with Aiden was he was just able to, the big things we were able to draw off him were, we take an idea in, get a vibe, he helps us go, yep, that's the right sort of feel. And then really the intros and the way things transition, and really the producer role. He you know when you get you've obviously got that relationship with Tim.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I really don't. I know there's plenty of other producers that would be able to be really good, but I don't. Aiden, if you're listening to this,
is he one of the 12?
are
we
you
might
one of the
never
12?
know.
You don't have much in the way of work at the moment with G Flip, but yes. Oh, anyway.
Yeah.
Correct. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's a tough slog. So that's all super exciting. So best year of your life?
I think so. I need to let it settle. It's only whatever the day it is today, late January. Currently feels that way. Yeah.
Best songs you've ever written?
It's hard to say. I feel
Sort
so
of
attached to them.
impossible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love, San Francisco is one of my favorites I've ever written. There's something really special about that.
Yeah.
That time in life and that song I didn't write it. I just sang it. I just picked up a guitar and sang this song.
Yeah.
I didn't write it. It's so weird, but I sang it. Yeah, it was there instantly.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love a lot of the songs I've written, but these are special. And I think because within 1 month, writing these new songs last year, for 3 days solid, I'm just looping over the same idea, the same song until it's finished, and then adjusting little bits over the next days, performing it every day to try and get comfortable to then record it, to give a good performance recording it. And then I'm listening to it while I'm mixing it and adding things, and then I'm listening to it while I'm editing the video. And I've heard every song more than 100 times each month.
Yeah.
So I'm so connected with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would never have listened to my older songs in that same way, in that same space, that amount of times.
Yeah.
So I feel like these are the best songs I've ever written, but maybe it's only because they're so in my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do love them. Yeah. We'll see if people like them when they're out there.
I've got a technical question, because we get technical sometimes on this.
We do.
on
Well,
this
Matt
pod.
does, and I listen intently.
Traveling, if you're happy to share, what was your setup to record?
Just the iPhone. Just
Literally
straight,
through.
No.
Gee, they've come a long way.
And then he would mount it on a drone.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'd catch
And
a
it picked up
passing
the voice
seagull.
from-
And it would, I did actually release, I won't tell you which one, but I did release a song that I recorded purely in the iPhone one time.
I remember that.
What? Let's talk about what was your question? Yeah. The gear I had. I
know which
use,
song it is.
for vocals, I have a TLM 103 Neumann. For guitar,
Lovely.
if I'm recording just guitar on its own, I have a Neumann KM 184, KMS 184, little pencil mic.
Okay. Yep.
Incredible for guitar and other
I'm
things.
not a guitarist. Vocal mic, amazing.
Yeah, I love that mic, and it's small enough to travel with. Into a Great River preamp.
Yep.
Great River MVNE1 or something. Amazing, one channel. Into a, I'm not very good with this stuff, but Universal Audio Apollo Twin.
You got an Apollo Twin?
Yeah.
Is that what we normally use?
That's what we normally use, but
nice.
there was more than a twin tonight.
Yeah. You're not the,
Sorry.
not the only one who knows about gear.
Well, I don't know about it. I just have it.
I don't either.
The twin is great. Yeah.
I use Logic.
Yep.
And then that's all
Perfect.
I know. That's
Thank
all I
you.
know.
That's great. I was curious when I was watching the video. I was like, because the sound, like you were able to, the mix you were able to do sounded great. And I'm like, this is like, I wonder what your portable setup looks like. So
yeah, and it just fits into a small Pelly case. Oh, probably a medium-sized Pelly case. But it's simple, basic, but really good. And I think having the clear vocal on that really good mic has been a real benefit. But learnt so much in the last 12 months, trying to do everything, recording and mixing and doing all the video stuff on my own. That's not what I do. But I wanted to try and learn a little bit.
You do now.
Yeah. Well, to a certain extent. Yeah. Yeah. It's so good to try and find a way. Yeah. I love that about last year. So many problems with cameras and editing and whatever, like trying to get something done, but not knowing how to do it and thinking, I just have to find the way. Like,
It's got to be done.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's incredible.
Like if you had a vision for a particular camera shot you wanted to do or a way you wanted to edit a bunch of footage.
Yeah, there's one song from August on the piano in Germany. It's called I'll Be Your Hallelujah. And I wanted a moving camera. And I just attached my camera to my suitcase. And so if you look closely in the video, you can see me pulling the string while it looks like I'm playing the piano, but you can see the string and it's pulling the
That's
suitcase.
amazing.
And it's getting this moving shot around. Nobody's ever commented on it, but it's I can see it. Like it's incredible.
Portable
I rewatched
camera.
that today and I definitely didn't notice.
There's about 3 shots in there. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's amazing. And even in January, I think I didn't know how to record a bass sound or a kick drum. I thought I wanted that in there. I didn't have a bass guitar or a kick drum, but I had a road case for the gear, and I just was thumping on it, and it was like, that sounds like a kick drum to me, and just finding the ways to make sounds with whatever was there.
Yeah.
It was a big learning experience.
Yeah,
Incredible.
there was a lot of cool stuff early on. I remember because you would see that on the video and you just would be hitting something or doing something.
Yeah, and paper bags, just
Yes,
scrunching them
that's
for
right.
percussion. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds
cool.
okay.
Yeah, it was super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited because, I'm so excited to hear what the songs turn into because there was 4 that really stood out, but just all brilliant. I loved that
thank
you
you.
played piano on a few.
Yeah.
I just,
Tried. Very simple, but
No, it's just beautiful. Yeah, super, super cool. I want to move to, I've got a few other things. We do need to get Stu home tonight.
I've got a
We
long
can't
drive back to Maryborough.
He's too fancy for us to keep here too long. I've got what we do on our podcast. We do a segment called From the Pouch. So I think I'm going to do like an
You
air
could do like a
tap,
little, just a
air
cue.
tap, and we'll
from
the pouch. So From the Pouch this week. So From the Pouch is a segment we do where I normally draw out a memory that has something to do with Matt and my friendship. Sometimes it's to do with music. Sometimes it's not to do with music. Matt is part of this From the Pouch as well, but it's specifically about a memory I have of you from our
I'm curious
from our
now.
history. So From the Pouch, I want to draw a memory from, we've already talked about it at some point just tonight. I would like to remember the time that I wrote a book in 2013 and it was published. And the memory that I'm drawing from the pouch is in the lead up to my book launch. And it was months in the making because these things take time and it's getting printed and we're doing artwork and all of this. And I was thinking about how I wanted to launch my book. And I remember thinking I would love it if Stu would come and sing a few songs because we were doing some music together. My friend Joy and I had written a whole album of songs that sort of sat with some of the stories in the book. And so Matt and my band at the time came and learnt stuff and played those songs. And I thought it'd be great if Stu would just come along because he's a storyteller and it would sort of fit in and he's great. And I had no idea if he was even going to be in Australia. He was heavy touring years with Passenger, I think, around that time. So he was always somewhere else in the world playing for many thousands of people supporting Passenger. And I remember sending this really scared message, probably on Instagram, saying, I've just written this book and I'm doing this book launch, and is there any chance you'd want to come along and play some songs, and how much would it be? I'll fly you from wherever I need to. Like, I just really wanted this to happen. And then reasonably quickly I get this message back from Stu. Just so happens that the night after my book launch, he's playing a gig at the Tivoli in Brisbane with Passenger, and he had the night free before they'd flown into Brisbane or whatever it was as part of I'm assuming you were going all over Australia on that tour. I'd love to come. And he refused to accept any money whatsoever. And in fact, at the end of the night, I remember very clearly you handed me money and took like a book or a CD or something. And after having played and I remember you playing San Francisco that night and let me sing with you, and I got to sing harmony on my favourite song. And it is that night in general is one of my favourite musical memories and I guess personal memories of something in my life. And so that's what I wanted to draw from the pouch on the podcast
What
tonight.
a memory.
It's pretty special,
Yeah.
right?
It's a good little event. It's a Nook in Jindalee, wasn't
The
it?
Nook, yeah. A couple
Not
of
the Nook
hundred
anymore.
people, I think.
It was great.
Probably the most people I've ever sung in front of. And then the next night, Stu's singing in front of 1,600 people or whatever the Tivoli holds these days.
Good memory.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone sent me a photo of us singing there like a week ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at the book launch. Scott Guyett. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was looking through old photos because I think Mitch must have turned 18, I think, recently.
Yeah.
And he found this old photo. And it was, you and me together. I'll forward it to you. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I'd love that. Yeah. Yeah. It was a super weird time in my life pretending that I was an author and a musician, but it was good fun.
Published author.
And just
Published author.
and just a super lucky coincidence. And so it's
Amazing.
a wonderful memory that I have of something we were able to do together. Yeah, which was super fun. So now I'll...
It's real every other week.
It actually is. Yeah, we normally have... Oh, dear. We must be almost finished, hey? I had a little quiz I wanted to do.
Ooh.
This is a super easy quiz. We've been talking about Spotify monthly listeners. We talk about this a little bit. Looking, how many monthly listeners do you have to make a living on Spotify? And it got me thinking, and I was looking at some of your numbers on Spotify.
When did you look?
Well, my numbers that I checked again today, and you've dropped a little bit.
I know, they're dropping rapidly.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
So, no,
I
tell me.
did must have been 2020. I almost got stuck in England with at Christmas, just before Christmas, with Passenger. I was staying with Mike.
Oh, it's
and
that song
it's
over
the Christmas song. Yeah.
Yes.
So every Christmas, my number's more than double.
Yeah, you had
and now
one
it's January, we're on the decline.
Amazing. Okay, well that's sort of we're going to pretend that they're very accurate.
Very accurate.
Because a couple of weeks ago, I think you had 1.1 million.
Yeah, it got up to 1.2-ish.
Yeah.
Last year it got to 2 because I released some things around the same time.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those big numbers.
It's crazy.
How many of them do you know? Do you reckon? A couple hundred?
Yeah, who knows?
No, I mean, we don't really need to get into how many friends you've got, probably.
How many of them were our streams?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm one of the monthly listeners. So I was looking at Stu's numbers, and I thought, and the quiz that I wanted to do is called Who Has More Spotify Monthly Listeners?
Oh, no.
Stu, Larsen, and I'm going to give you the name of a person,
Okay.
and you're going to have to tell me who's got more. So Stu, as of a few days ago when I looked, Stu had 931.8 thousand listeners.
Okay.
So
All right.
that was a few days ago. So just under 1 million Stu has at the moment. So I'm going to list, let's start with The Beatles. Does Stu have more monthly listeners on Spotify, or do the Beatles have more?
The Beatles have more. Come
The
on.
Beatles, yeah. So the Beatles are killing it on 33.2 million.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So just 33 times. That seems pretty great, really, doesn't it?
I'm
For
1/33 of the Beatles. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take that. I'd take those odds. No stress. All right. And this is where I found it super interesting.
Mm.
Missy Higgins, my favourite Australian singer-songwriter.
Well, I was going to say more, but now that you say it's super interesting, just nah, she must have more. It's Missy Higgins.
I would say Stu.
No
You'd say
way.
Stu?
No,
You'd say
Missy
Missy?
Higgins. Missy Higgins.
Stu Larsen has more monthly listeners on Spotify
Can I have a
than
crack
Missy
at
Higgins.
Missy's?
That's insane.
Yeah.
You've got the number there.
I got the number from a
I'd
few
put
days
Missy
ago.
probably 600,000 or 700,000.
No, so Missy's got 838
Okay.
Okay.
to Stu's.
Okay.
So on a normal non-Christmas month, she's got more than me. Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So today, you've still got more than her today.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
maybe not
So
tomorrow.
January. Yeah, but we'll take it though. We'll take it. So Amy Shark, who's just done like
Amy
an
Shark's got
arena
more.
tour.
She's got more.
You think Amy Shark's got more
She has to have
followers
more.
than you?
She's playing arenas.
This is where it's
This is a
super
weird game.
interesting.
I mean, a very interesting game.
Yeah.
Look, I want to say Stu.
Yeah, Stu.
No
Stu
way.
Larsen, as of 2 days ago.
I don't
Amy
believe
Shark
this.
has 894.7 thousand listeners.
That's bizarre.
As of 2 days ago. Like you're saying,
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
Are, so you are as of today. You're below her.
Yeah,
But,
I'll drop to 500,000 by like mid-February, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
But today, yeah.
but for the purposes of the quiz,
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and so she's played. What did she play? The River Stage recently, or was it something bigger than that? I can't remember. I mean, that's huge, though.
It's
Yeah.
that holds 10,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big
Yeah.
venue.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where I saw Passenger at the River Stage.
Me too.
Was
Yeah.
Paper Kites open for them?
Oh,
And
I wasn't at that one.
I love
When
the
was
Paper
that?
Kites. 2014, I want to say. Yeah, the Paper Kites supported, and I thought they're
14.
one of my favourite bands and one of my favourite artists. And yeah, it was a really, really fun night. And just the way Passenger was able to hold
Yeah.
just him and a guitar.
Yeah. It's
Literally.
impressive.
It's amazing.
I'm just like, oh.
He's
Yeah.
one of a kind.
Uh,
Honestly.
it's just
We turned up at a festival in the Netherlands in 2013, just with, I don't even think we had a spare guitar. I think it was just a guitar and a tuner and a cable. That was it. No backdrop, no anything. The people that were welcoming us to the festival were like, where's your truck? Where's your gear? Where's your crew? Every headline act has all of this stuff, you know?
Where's your lighting rig?
Yeah. and we just turned up and he just had a guitar. And there was something like 60,000. Probably inflating that a bit. I can't remember. There's a video on YouTube. The full show is on YouTube. It's incredible. Just him and a guitar. Tens of thousands of people. And
Yeah.
it's like any show you've seen of Passenger. It's like that.
Yeah.
No matter the size. He's this incredible entertainer that just
Yeah.
has everyone with him.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It
I never
is.
saw anyone like
It's wild.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
As one guy and a guitar on stage.
Yeah. And in fact, I find he's worse when he has a band. Like, it's not as engaging to me when he plays with a band. I've only ever seen it a few
It's
times.
such a different
and-
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love
yeah.
to see him do a show where there's a great balance, yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of the songs, if he played like, I don't know, half the show or 2/3 of the show solo, everyone loves him solo.
Yeah.
But then to lift certain songs
Yeah,
with an
yeah.
incredible band,
yeah.
it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
He's got more Spotify followers than me, by the way.
He's got
if he's one of
he's got 13.2 million at last check. So he's catching the Beatles.
Hey.
Doing all
halfway
right for
there.
himself. Two more. Matt's favourite Australian band, Holy Holy.
Stu Larsen by heaps and heaps and heaps.
I say holy, holy.
You say Holy Holy. Holy Holy only have 191.
No way.
So even on your worst day, you're
Just
still.
steady on with the only. Have 191.
Yeah.
Just pipe that.
Yeah. And then lastly,
Crazy.
Elvis Presley.
I mean, Elvis Presley's got many more. What's he got?
Do we think Elvis is higher than the Beatles?
Oh,
That's a good question.
Yeah, because Elvis was, well, is massive. I would have to say Elvis. I've said Stu a lot, but I think Elvis.
Oh, definitely Elvis. Elvis has got, I'd say, somewhere in the 24 million mark.
No, he's got 40.
40?
Yeah, 40.6. So he's on
That's
top
what
of the Beatles.
I meant to say 42.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it around the wrong way. Yeah.
So that's my quiz. So Stu Larsen, your metrics on Spotify are looking very tidy indeed, and we'll keep it. We might keep an eye on that on the podcast. Just update people as they
dwindle,
as they sink.
Yeah.
We'll see where we stabilise that.
Just only talk about it in December every year. That'd be fine.
New segment, Stew Chat.
Yeah. We might need you to write a theme song for your segment on our podcast.
Just do it with Tim. You've got time.
Yeah. It's not like you're doing anything meaningful.
Just come up with it in the car on the way back to Maryborough tonight, and you'll be right.
Did you have any questions for Stu? You've asked some good ones already.
I just had a little one that, not really a question, just more. We've spoken about this a few times. Just maybe not on the pod. This is a great chat. I love how
we've certainly had some conversations
within
in
the
our
music
life.
industry. Everyone looks at Spotify listeners,
mm-hmm.
but at the same time, the music industry and a lot of artists will also be really against Spotify, because in terms of the streaming platforms and how they look after from a royalty point of view, they're one of the lowest in terms of what they pay per stream. And it blows my mind that the industry could shift.
Mm-hmm.
They could shift from Spotify to not necessarily just Apple Music, but there's so many of them. And I know that it's because Spotify is obviously the monopoly player. Like they're just the one that most people go to. But I just find, it's more a statement, not a question. I just find it very funny.
I'm glad you're here to hear Matt's statement, though.
I just find it funny that the music industry pull on to all of that. Like when they're looking for, support artists for bands, or if they're going to sign someone or put them on a festival lineup, it's let's have a look at their Spotify numbers and see how many monthly listeners they've got. What's their biggest song stream thing? Like how many followers do they have? You can find that out as well. What countries are they?
Yeah.
And it's good to understand that, but it's just funny how they keep putting
There's
such a high
weight.
priority
weight
on Spotify when really in the next sentence, a lot of artists will get on the whinge train about it, being like how they don't. So that's it.
Cool.
Done.
Thanks, man.
Anything to add? Agree? Disagree?
I definitely, I mean, Spotify is the best and worst of the music industry, without a doubt. In fact, there was something a few days ago about the what's his name, the main guy, Daniel Ek. All the top guys, whatever, made, I think, for the last financial year, they made more than the 10 top artists combined.
Wow.
Like, and this is, when you hear this kind of statistic, it's like something is definitely wrong. Yeah. It's crazy. And what do the numbers mean really as well? Like if I have as many monthly listeners as Amy Shark and she's playing arenas, there's no way I could play an arena. Like the numbers don't mean.
They don't mean what we think they might mean.
I could maybe play to 200 people in Australia and that's my numbers, the same as Amy Shark. It doesn't mean what people think it means all the time, at least.
Yeah, it's super interesting to me when I started looking. I've been looking at it a lot lately because I'm looking at on behalf of Alta Falls and looking at what they're trying to do, and things don't line up.
No,
like it really doesn't
and I think
line up.
Everyone seems to be chasing the TikTok or Instagram. Like I love Instagram, and I'm always like, I want to present something on there that is me, and I want it's validation there, and it's where everything that I creatively goes to, and chasing Spotify numbers. And I think we should go back to the old way of doing things. Like when Passenger started, he made it famous because he was simply incredible at what he does and getting in front of people on the streets. And maybe this is not the way everyone can do it, but I love that. Being good at what you do and getting in front of people. And maybe that is the modern thing. It is TikTok, it is Instagram, it is Spotify. I don't know, but I hate the numbers game. Yeah. Because it means nothing, but it means everything.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And we have that, Nathaniel and I have that constant battle, because similar to, as you've just even mentioned, it's kind of like you don't want it to be the focus, but it has to be to try and get somewhere. It doesn't
have to be, though. This is my argument. Everyone's doing it. And I think we should find, as for your band, like find the other way. Don't follow everyone. Like, everyone's got to do it. No, we don't. Like, let's find another way. Passenger became famous because of that. He found his own way.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran is the same. He played 300 nights a year or something. That's his way. But everyone now, we're just following what we're told to do. You got to post more on TikTok. You got to do this. You got to do this. maybe we should do something different.
Yeah.
Different stands out, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I found just in the last sort of 6 to 9 months, probably 9, since about Easter this year, the best connection we've had with our growth over the last 9 months has been really personalised connection. So literally handwriting cards and posting them to people for joining our mailing list and with a little badge and a sticker. And just the amount of people that then come back. It's one at a time, but it's just then it all adds up. And they just are then, wow, you guys took the time to actually connect with me. So yeah, it's like, I love the personal connection. Obviously you can't do that for, like, Passenger can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, but at the moment for us, it's literally every single new person that finds us on Insta and signs our mailing list is getting.
What if they don't have an address like me? Where can you send it to?
Oh, that comes up a few times. I'm just like, just a little. Some people give like a little post. They'll be like, if they're traveling, they'll be like, I'm in. I've got a couple of weeks in this particular city or town. Like, if you can send it to the post office.
All right.
Okay.
Stu's
angling
angling for a free badge.
If I sign up while I'm still here, can you do it for me now?
Yeah. PO box in Maryborough. We should be there tomorrow.
We'll express post it tomorrow.
Well, a big express now. Okay.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. I'm going to finish with rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Unless you have any more questions. Rapid fire
Or
for
statements.
Stu. Yeah.
It's just a statement. It's just, I don't know how many times I have to say it.
And if you don't have a rapid fire answer, that's okay.
Okay, cool.
If you need to think, you can.
All right.
You can think.
Okay, cool.
I'll allow it.
Can I pass? Or I have to have an answer?
Yeah, no, you can pass.
Should we go like kind of one
Well,
each?
Matt
or so
will
we're not
Matt will make it up
at
if
the same time.
you what? Oh, you're rapid firing
If
as well.
I-
I know.
Or is it
some
just
of
for
yours.
Stu?
It's just for Stu.
Oh,
Did
so
you
okay.
Did you say if
But
I
you can-
don't
you can
if I
make
don't
some
answer?
statements.
Did you say if I don't answer, he will answer for me?
Yeah, I'll let him
Wow.
answer for
Alright.
I
you.
actually did an interview in Buenos Aires a few years ago, and he was obviously speaking in Spanish in Argentina. Late night, crazy old jazz guy, super famous there, his own radio show. And I'm answering. There's a translator, and I'm answering. No, I think he could speak English. That's right. So he's asking the questions in English. I'm answering in English, and he would translate on air in Spanish. And my friend with me was like, he's just making up stuff that
He's
you've
not
not
saying
even
what
said.
you said.
He's like, he invented the bottle opener in 1985.
When he was 5.
Yeah,
Advanced.
hilarious. I should try and find that online.
Pepsi.
Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, if Stu doesn't have an answer, Matt, you have to
Gotta
very
make it up.
quickly make
All right.
one up because
Okay.
we're rapid fire here. Who is your favourite artist currently?
Currently. Oh, that's impossible. You can't answer this for me, though. 'Cause I probably, Tim Hart at the moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's constantly writing and recording new songs, and
Yeah.
so I'm hearing the unreleased stuff. It's incredible. He's incredible. Yeah.
Awesome. Favourite artist of all time?
All time. Ray Charles.
Amazing. Favourite album of all time?
Ray Charles live in Japan, 1975.
Amazing.
7 something.
I've just lost my spot. Who is the most interesting celebrity you've ever met?
Most interesting celebrity. I haven't met that many. Most interesting. They haven't necessarily been interesting in front of me, but their online presence is very interesting. Robbie Williams. He's a very interesting character.
You've met him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's interesting.
Okay.
What's the most number of people you've ever played music in front of?
Support or headline?
Both.
Oh, yeah. Headline maybe 500, 500, yeah. Support 6,000? It's probably the biggest.
Yeah. That's adequate.
It's too big for me. I
I
didn't
remember
enjoy
you
it.
saying to me a long time ago your ideal is just a small,
Yeah, a few hundred.
intimate venue.
Maximum 500, yeah.
Yeah.
6,000, just like some people, Mike can do it, Passenger can do it,
Yeah.
and it's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Doesn't feel right for you?
It's not comfortable. I'm not connected with everyone.
Yeah.
I want a small crowd, yeah.
Do you get more nervous in front of 200 people or 2,000 people?
Probably the smaller crowd, yeah.
Yeah.
The bigger it is, the less connected it is. So it's
Yep.
like,
You can get the job
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
What's the one piece of advice you would give to an aspiring musician?
Be good at what you do and get in front of as many people as you can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What does 2025 hold for Stu Larsen?
I don't know yet.
Don't know yet?
Some recording and then who knows?
And who
Yeah.
knows?
Hopefully releasing some new songs.
And my final rapid fire question, do you need a roadie? Because I've been in training with Alpha Falls. I now have a graduate diploma in merch sales and van driving. And I can provide references.
The truth comes out as to why you wanted to be our roadie.
It's training ground.
You're the
stepping
curtain
stone.
raiser.
Yeah, okay.
Can you drive a European car on the other side of the road, other side of the...
Lived in Canada for a year.
Okay,
so
what about
have
like
done.
a column shift as well? It's okay?
Can do.
All
Can
right.
do.
What are you doing in April, May 2026?
Lock me in.
See you there.
My current job contract ends in October, so I'm open for all offers.
Amazing. There's actually 3 seats across the front. What are you doing in April, May 2025?
Our first overseas.
It'll be a solo
trip,
tour for you, though.
There
Yeah.
you go, yeah.
There's only one spare seat. Just the two of us are there.
Start
See you,
writing.
Jen. You'll be right.
Because a roadie's more important than any more musicians. A roadie with back issues that can't really carry anything.
I've only got one guitar.
Yeah, I can do that. Thank you so much for coming all the way from Maryborough to be with us tonight. What a trooper. What an absolute trooper. I told Stu we'd probably talk for 20 minutes. It's been 57
Almost
minutes.
an hour. Amazing.
So
Ooh,
he's
so
got a
cool.
long drive home tonight.
I feel like we should get to the full hour, though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we just
come
pad.
on. It's 58 now. 2 minutes of padding. Come on. Matt, give us another statement.
I've just realised, here's a statement. I've just realised both phones have stopped the video recording. The other one did about a minute ago. So we're going to have a little still probably over what you're hearing right now. But a little statement or a fact for our skippies that we have a few skippies that are in the United States. So Maryborough is, I'm going to say this with about 83% confidence, about a 5-hour drive.
3.5.
Bit less, yeah.
Bit less, okay? It's a 3.5-hour drive north of Brisbane.
Yeah. And that is definitely not where Stu's going tonight.
It's been a running joke all night. I love that it's still running.
We've taken it.
Yeah.
You no more statements to get us to the hour?
Mate, that was a 30-second statement.
Oh.
The other one, the Spotify one
What's
took
your
a few
favourite
minutes.
Stu Larsen memory?
Favourite Stu Larsen memories actually I believe it had changed from the Troubadour to Black Bear Lodge. But you did a show with, I'm going to get his name wrong. Natsuki. Have I got that right?
Pretty close.
Pretty
Even though I
close.
whispered it to you, but yeah.
I tried to ignore that. But you did a show.
He told you and you still got
with
it kind of
Natsuki,
wrong.
And it was, I think, the first time I heard, I'd heard the recording, but the first time I heard you do San Francisco Live with the harp.
Yeah.
And just something about that gig
Harp?
was harmonica.
Oh.
Yeah. Not the actual harp.
Not the harp.
The mouth harp, yeah.
Um,
I was like, what gig was I at? I did not know Natsuki was rocking a harp these
and
days.
I just remember the vibe being just, it was such a great atmosphere
Yeah.
and vibe. So that's my favourite.
That was an
Stu.
amazing gig.
Yeah, that's my favourite Stu
Absolutely
Larsen
amazing.
memory.
Natsuki's incredible. He lifts anyone he's around,
Yeah.
musically or personally, socially, whatever. He just lifts everything. He's incredible. Yeah.
He's still playing around.
Yeah,
the
you
place?
should see his. He's got 2 daughters. They must be 8 and 6 now, maybe older. Definitely older. And they're playing as a family band as well. Like they're so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Your favourite Stu Larsen moment? It's probably your book tour, is it? When you got to sing?
Singing with him.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be my favourite Stu memory.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, thank you, Stu.
Pleasure.
for
Thanks for being here.
coming all this way down south. Really appreciate it, and thank you to you for jumping. You jumped on, did your intro, you ran it like a.
All right.
For someone
Like
who
a
didn't
pro.
want
I
to,
did.
I
did
tried
my
to pull it on
best.
her
Oh wow.
the start of last. I was like, no, it's ready. We spoke about last year. I was like, no, I think it's good. It's
I normally speak 80% less than Matt in any given podcast.
Oh, wow.
So we've really dug deep tonight.
have.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, thank
So
you.
good.
Thank you so much for being here. No shit pun of the week from
No.
Matt.
Not
Didn't
at all.
happen. That's
I
the
had a little
first.
one, but I think it flew over it was shit.
Did you say it? And we missed
Oh.
it.
Yeah, it was when
Oh.
you were talking about your I have to explain it now.
Yeah, you do. That always makes it better.
Yeah. Anna will get it. Anna will laugh. She's the only one that just seems to appreciate me. It was when you were talking about when you're on the piano, it was in Germany, you're doing the portable...
It's incredible.
Portable camera. Portable camera. Well, I said portable, and I said it's a portable camera because he said it was on his suitcase. Yeah, I thought it was shit.
Yeah, that is a shit part of the week.
It
is.
Well done.
Good job.
Tick, done.
Meets the brief.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to pay that.
Yeah.
As
Gee, okay. Oh, pay it as it's shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Good.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be.
I thought that was clear.
Shocked. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
It was clear. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. You can find us in all the usual places. Please follow us on the socials. And even though we're trying to find a new way to be really famous podcasters, that's not the way everyone else is doing it.
We got to be good at it.
And we got to get in front of lots of people. Bam. Thank you so much, Stu. Thank you, Skippies. We will be back maybe next week, maybe the week after, maybe the month after.
Who knows?
Yeah. Ciao.
Bye.